How would you describe this past game for you, both from the rebounding standpoint, but also like the foul standpoint?
Just have to be a little bit more disciplined. I thought for the most part, they came on a rebound, so that's sort of part of my game, being aggressive, going for those offensive rebounds. So, those I don't really get too mad at myself about. It's just kind of me being me. But just got to mitigate those fouls that are sort of away from the basket, around the 3-point line. Whether it's hand checks or just silly fouls, reaching in, things like that. Rebound-wise, I thought I did a solid job. Probably could have done better on the defensive glass. I thought offensively I did, pretty well.
On the offensive glass side, like, are you, if you're getting one really close to the rim, are you looking first to put it back up, or is that not always the first thing that you're?
It kind of just depends on my positioning. When I do get an offensive rebound, it's kind of tough because you're usually like jumping in the air and then you land, and where you jump from is not where you landed, so you kind of have to reaccount for where the basket is and where the defender is in proportion to the basket. So usually, if it's not like a clear shot, I'll try to kick it out.
You played in a lot of big games, obviously, last week included, but how does facing Duke compare in your mind? I mean, does it feel any different?
Well, I mean, you kind of understand the pageantry of that whole program and organization, who they are. You don't really take that lightly, but at the same time, you just have to sort of stick to the principles that have sort of founded our program and what we sort of hang our hat on and move forward with that. Obviously, giving full respect to our opponent, in the midst of that.
How important are these games for college basketball to have two programs like Duke and Arizona do a home and home and have an opportunity to play in front of a home crowd on a Friday night?
It's a great thing. I think both sides, coaches included, but obviously for the players, we're competitors, and that's sort of what we want at this level, playing the best of the best. And last year, I know that we were able to get it done at their place, so we know that with them coming here, they're looking for sort of a vengeance, and it's going to be exciting.
Do you get excited for individual matchups? Like the fact that you're playing a guy that's probably going to be one of the top picks in the draft, do you pay attention to that stuff?
Honestly, no. I just try not to get, really self-absorbed about it. I feel like it kind of takes away from the team, kind of making it about myself. But, with that being said, a team full of highly touted guys, you see it as a opportunity for us to stamp, our team as a title contender, a top team in the country. So, when you have an opponent like that coming into your building, obviously you take recognition of the guys individually, but you kind of understand what a win like that does for the team as a whole.
What do you see on tape when you look at Cooper Flag?
He's a great talent. Great at sort of using the ball screen to his advantage. Great to dribble, spin, coming down the lane. But he's a winning player. He's a winning player who makes winning plays, and we just have to be cognizant of him, when he's on the floor.
When you look at guys like him or their big guy, particularly about fouling and how do you defend them without fouling, do you have to focus on that a lot? I mean, especially because those guys are pretty good at picking up fouls.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just understanding their individual tendencies. What moves a guy like Flag likes to do in certain areas on the floor within certain situations. Obviously, the kid Awaka is a big guy, so he's prone to drawing fouls and things like that. So I think it's just being well positioned and knowing where he is at all times, and sort of doing your work early and sort of not being behind where you have to foul or things like that.
I understand some of the students are gonna camp in here tonight, and there's more going on with them. I didn't know in Tennessee that they have student campsites or anything before a big game or anything. You remember anything like that, or is it more obviously?
I think here and there. I think it would be just like big crowds before games, before the sort of like the ticket office opened. But hearing that they're camping out like a whole day before, I haven't really had too much experience with that. But I think it's cool, and it's just a testament to, the fans that we have here and how much they care and, what they sort of mean to this program.
Have you, I don't know, if you've heard from other students around, this week at all, anybody say anything about the game or that they're looking forward to any of that kind of stuff? Or I don't know if you could.
Not too much. I haven't been, on campus, too much. Just, been busy with stuff. But, I have class tomorrow, so I'm sure, might get some people coming up to me and things like that. But, just friends and family and stuff like that are excited to watch the game. They've been sort of texting me about it, things like that. So.
What's the book of the moment?
So I'm reading a book by C.S. Lewis. It's called Tragedy Observed. It's a great book. Great book.
What's it about? What do you like about it? What's it about? What do you like about it?
It's just sort of looking into Christianity and sort of how. The book is called A Grief Observed. Sorry. It looks into sort of the death of his wife and how he's coping with that, being a Christian, and sort of how he battles the emotion and sort of feeling lost, and sort of the disconnect he feels with his faith when he loses his wife, and sort of his battles with that. So it's been a great read. It's very very authentic. He goes kind of deep into his emotion of how that whole event really affected him.
How many books would you say you read in a month? Or?
With school now, school's been kind of more tedious, so I haven't really been able to read as many as I would like, but I would probably say around two or three.
How did the week go, by the way? You guys came back pretty late Sunday morning, I understand. Was it tough to recover from that and then get straight, you have a day or two off and then get into practice? How was that whole routine?
I mean, it was a little, different, just coming back late, obviously with the travel. That played a big part, but, having the day off the next day was nice, and then, sort of getting back to it. But, credit to our coaches and our staff. They do a great job of, sort of sorting out all those logistics and, making sure our bodies and just, ourselves mentally and physically are taken care of.
All right, all set. Thanks, Tobe.
No problem.